Hi, and welcome back to Second Impressions. This is a Stan's web series where we discuss real questions about marketing, provide business insiders insight on important issues, anything related to marketing in your business. I'm Trevor Heaton here in Man Cave Studio, and I've got my colleagues Greg Bond and Erik Wolf with me today. Gentlemen, how are you?
That was very professional.
You like that?
Yeah, there was like a radio cadence to it. I love that.
Man, we're getting good at this, guys. I don't know what to say. We're getting more questions. People are watching. We're doing all right. So you guys ready for this question?
Yes.
Here we go. This is I've got a little background on this one. This is Dave M. He's in B2B tech, and his big concern and what he would like some clarification on is why isn't my marketing getting me leads? And, guys, for sale, companies, that's what it all comes down to, right? Sales and leads. How do we get those leads? How do we convert them? Greg, I feel like you're the one that could kick this off. You want to get it started?
Yeah, we get a wide variety of this question,
right?
Pretty much every discussion we have, because it's the bottom line for people
right.
How is this building opportunities for me? And one, this is definitely an ambiguous version of this question because I don't know what kind of marketing they're doing or how they're expecting, whatever results that they're getting from those marketing efforts. But basically, there's a short answer and a long answer to this, which is
it's not working. Greg, fix it.
Yeah, the short answer is, where are you expecting these opportunities to come from? Like that they're not happening. Like what is it that you're doing specifically, or combination of efforts that you're committing to that are not yielding these opportunities? That's the short answer. And it's a terrible one because it's like I have to know more about what your expectations are relative to whatever effort it is. 9 times out of 10, the effort that people are putting in is either not lined up with the expectations that they're getting, or they're just not doing enough of that effort to get the expectations met. So it's one of the two things. And then basically the longer version of that is to go over what that process looks like at a high level, and then drill down into what are the tactics beneath each of these kind of steps. The question that I would have is like backing out and taking the 10,000 foot view of this is, do you have a really intimate understanding of the marketplace? Like what drives those people? Who are these people? Where are they at? Where are they spending their time online? What are they doing in their day? And then basically what have you done to increase that overall awareness in those segments? Do you have enough people recognizing and being aware of your brand and ultimately connecting it to a need that they have? The value that you're providing, is it meeting a need they have, and do they understand it? Are you making that connection? And then ultimately, then the question comes, if all those things are yes, then we start to dive into, and they're doing it awesome and they're doing a great job. Then we could dive into specifics okay, what are the conversion issues you're having on your website that aren't providing enough opportunities? But 9 times out of 10, it's not like that specific in terms of the website isn't performing well. It's normally something else that's going on at one of those earlier stages where maybe there's a misalignment with the marketplace. The marketplace is in a slightly different area. They're not as aware. There's not nearly as many people aware of the business as they should be. And ultimately, none of these people are making connections with what this business offers to a problem that they have. So that's the area that's huge, that people are often avoidant of in some ways because it seems like a big bite to take. And they'd rather focus in this little area where they could see the fact that they get 100 visitors on their website and only 1 or 2 of them have reached out, which is a totally normal conversion rate. And so we would look at that and say the website probably isn't your problem. but they would see
I
it and
don't
say,
know if avoidant is a
100
word.
people that visit, 50 should be reaching out.
I don't know if avoidant is a word, but it should be. But yeah, I agree with Greg. There's a lot of ways to diagnose this kind of thing, and it really does depend on what parts of the process are being attended to proactively, and what part of the process is the stuff that we just don't want to think about. What we just want is the leads. Where are the leads? I just want more leads, and saying I just want more leads is kind of the business version of like, me sitting at home and saying, God, I just want more money.
Yeah.
And there are things that I can do in my life that will increase my odds of having more money, and that will increase my my ability to generate more money in my household. And so the things that it's the same kind of process. I can't just start here. I can't just jump to the top and be like, okay, what I really want is to make more money, and I snap my fingers and now I'm there. If I've got that goal in mind, I really do have to go through a process to manifest that. And lead generation is a really similar thing, because you can't just say I want more leads and invest in a Google AdWords campaign or search engine optimization, or just anything that any of these like silver bullet solutions that people say, okay, well, we're going to do this. Marketing automation, that's our thing. And
You're a bullfight going over there.
I know. None of this was happening before I got on this call.
They get excited when they hear our voices. They know something's happening.
But if I want success, I've actually got to create an ecosystem of success, and I can't just work on the finish line. I have to, if I don't know how to run the rest of the race, the fact that I figure out how to finish better is sort of immaterial.
Well, and
so
it sounds like the 40-year-old person that's like, I don't understand why nobody wants to marry me. And everybody's like looking at him or her, and they're like, they can think of a million reasons probably in the back of their head. Like, there's a lot of things you need to work on, buddy.
Did this just get personal?
Well, I'm just saying that's what it ends up sounding like. They're like, why aren't people loving me? And they're like, 9 times out of 10, there's a lot of personal things you got to work on yourself before you get to that opportunity.
I've spent the better part of 43 years trying to answer that question. So
could all be answered with one beard trimmer. But
yeah, now I've got to, now as soon as I get off of this, I guess I have to call my therapist. Thanks, buddy.
All right. So, hey, we only have a couple minutes here left. Let's talk. What are some exercises? Where can they start? What can Dave do to kind of get this all put into a plan?
I would work out from start to back out from the areas that you know to the areas that you're less familiar with. So if you have 100 people coming to the site and 2 of them are reaching out, that's a fairly normal conversion rate. Then your issue is that you're just not driving enough people to the site. All right, so if we're not driving enough people to the site, why is that? Then keep going from there. Like, just start with the area that you kind of have an idea of, and then start asking yourself questions. Is like, what do we need to do to accelerate this? Now, you could also start at the other end of the spectrum and ask yourself, are we actually appropriately aligned with the marketplace? But the issue with that is you normally need guidance and help. You need some third-party perspectives and somebody to be that neutral voice and perspective in that, I would say, search and journey. So if you're going to back out and look at the 10,000 foot view, it helps to hire and have people around you that have that perspective. It's really hard. Like,
that aren't afraid to be objective.
Yeah.
Because objectivity, there's kind of that curse of knowledge. And once you've made up your mind about your own product or your own service or how you're approaching the marketplace, you're biased, and you need somebody to come to the table and be objective and tell you if they think that you're wrong. And that's the part of this process where a lot of people ignore the stuff that happens before the lead because it just makes them uncomfortable. And we've got to be, I think that one of the things that successful marketers do is they're not afraid to shine a light into the kind of darker, dustier corners of an organization and the marketing effort, because we need to be aware of them. We need to see what's going on.
And ultimately challenge the status quo that got you there.
Yeah. No, and what I see too, even in talking to Dave, is that people want to know the tactics first. More tactics, pile tactics on, and what can I do? The AdWords, the Facebook, social media. That's not where it's at. It starts with planning.
Well, yeah, and it's not, and it's never that simple. If there was a silver bullet that would make it all, magically work, no one would be asking these questions. We'd already have the answer, and everybody would be successful. And so we know that's not the thing, and we know that that's never really going to be the thing. I had a client, and Greg was there a couple of weeks ago, say, very concerned that perhaps their website wasn't working because one of their offer pages only had a 7% conversion rate. And we were like, no, that sounds pretty darn good, actually. And so you really do, like Greg said, you have to start with a reasonable expectation of what success looks like, and then be able to and then be able to move back from there. Because if you're getting 7-8% conversion rate on a landing page, your site isn't broken. That's a really outstanding result. That's a really outstanding result. And the fact that you're getting that 7% really isn't your problem. The problem is somewhere else. If that 7% that's coming through either isn't enough to feed you, or they're the wrong 7%. There's still questions to be asking, but the fact that, but understand where your number's at, understand what they mean, and then figure out whether your problem comes before or after that in the sales cycle.
Okay. Good advice, guys. Any final thoughts?
I'm good. I feel like we've ran this clock out.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of stuff we could go into much deeper about this, and that's why we give people the email address there if you have more questions. You want to talk more about anything related to this, we're glad to engage a conversation with you. So, all right, you guys good?
We're good.
All right.
We're good.
Awesome. I know you're good. So that's it for another episode of Second Impressions. If you do have a question you would like us to answer, email us. Also, if you'd like to adopt one of those dogs of Erik's, go ahead and email him right there at secondimpressions@astound.com. Thanks for tuning in and watching, everybody. Until next time, be well.